Okay, part 2 of Portal, Shooty Boys. Shooty Boys playthrough of Portal.
Here we are, we're back.
My most succinct introduction ever.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, spot on.
With me and you.
You know who we are by now.
Yeah.
Shooty Jim here.
And HebeDave. And we're carrying on with Portal. So, it was an introduction. I've kind of just jumped straight in this room. I was there and now here. We kind of did a bit of an intro to this in our last episode, and it was Jim's first taste of Portal.
Very intense.
Yeah, so there was a lot of kind of Portal talk, so to speak.
Very different to our other playthroughs.
So we've kind of had a chance to get our heads around it. Jim's got a bit of taste for it, so we'll probably be a little less
serious.
Yeah, a little less concentrated.
As you can tell from the introduction.
Yeah, things are going well. Okay, so Jim, just so we know who's on where, I've taken over controls of the time being, spinning around and feeling dizzy.
So I can relax a bit.
Yeah.
And judge.
Yeah, because it got a bit intense. There was some tears. There was
tantrums. Throwing things around.
But
with Lego Marvel, I can just play and not really think too much.
Yeah, well, I mean, Lego Marvel is designed so that children can pick it up and just do it without whatever. Whereas Portal's got a little bit more thought to it.
Yeah.
You can jump around and you see legs spinning about the place. It's great.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's great. I like doing this one as well. So if I pop it right here. Catch me! Catch me! Oh, catch me! Great. Trying to get the best possible view. There we are. Hello.
Got a beard.
She doesn't look very happy. She's Have you played Left 4 Dead?
I wouldn't be if I was a woman with a beard.
No, that's true. But she does have snazzy little kangaroo feet things. So you can fall from somehow you can fall from as high as you want and you don't get hurt.
They're just snazzy high heels.
They are pretty cool. You can buy some socks which they buy them. Which are interesting. So that's a nice jumpsuit. And your nice portal device to keep yourself. Anyway, let's crack on. So GLaDOS, our disembodied voice that you've heard, voiced by the fantastic Anna McLean, who you might have also heard in Pacific Rim, just promised us that if we quit now, there will be cake. But we don't want to do that, because by our own cake, we're adults.
And Pacific Rim was a great film.
I love Pacific Rim.
Shout out to Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, and Guillermo del Toro. Kind of is very good. What I'll show you here, Jim, is we've got these little kind of like little fuzzy gate. If I try and take the cube through here, to put on that button,
Doesn't like it.
It doesn't like it. It's gone, and you'll also see that our portals will disappear. So I can't hop a portal here and then go back to get the cube. It's gone. So we've got to think a little bit outside the box here.
Literally.
So I'm going to drop this here, get the cube, and I'll put it here. Okay. And fortunately, someone's very kindly put a little hole there for us. So there we go. Back through the hole.
Fantastic. You
Fantastic.
remain
Yeah,
resolute
as
and
well.
resourceful in an
Resolute
atmosphere
and
of
resourceful
extreme pessimism.
I am known for it. But what's good as well is it's another one of these things where it's kind of taught us the mechanic quite naturally rather than
Tutorials.
Yeah.
Which we don't like. Game developers.
Yeah.
Listen up.
Don't tell us what to do.
Show us. Show us the way.
I'm nearly 32.
Don't you understand?
My mum says I can go to bed whatever time I like.
My time is precious. Constantly reminded of my mortality.
Well, I love this game. There's something can so interesting about it.
It's gonna stick in your head even after you're playing it.
Yeah, it's really good. Also, I like these kind of things where you're just thrown into a situation. You know, there's no exposition as such as to how this girl got here. She's just here. She's thrown in and she's got to
Hello
do it.
again. To reiterate,
So, this test. Here we are. We've got a
momentum.
too high. You can't climb on that. Let's see what we can do.
Jump.
Yeah, there you go. Easily. So yeah. And again, we're starting to learn some more tricks. So far it's just been kind of through one portal out the other. We're left with a little bit of a situation here, because that's quite far away from where we want to go.
There's something to do with velocity.
There is something to do with velocity. You've been paying attention to science and...
Spectacular.
Right, so
You
the
will
speed
need to
that we go
understand
in through
how a
blue
portal
one
affects forward
then comes
momentum, or to
through
be more
the
precise,
orange one as well.
how it does
Yeah, it
not.
translates, so the further we fall, if we can reach terminal velocity... Oh, there we go, we've got the orange one there already, placed before us, so... Here we are. We pop this here, then we're going to have the momentum from the fall carrying us through as well. Yeah.
Momentum,
Now we're here.
the function of mass and velocity, is conserved between
This
portals.
movement just sort of...
In layman's terms,
Give us a
speedy
nice
thing
little bit
goes
of
in,
science there as
speedy
well.
thing comes out.
No, I really like science. And
Quite partial to science.
it's quite much to science. But it's one of those things you kind of, again, as a kid, you never kind of realise, you never realise the kind of importance of it. But, I mean, everything is science. It's kind of, as an adult, you realise what kind of redundant statement it is to say, oh, yeah, science is good, because everything is science. Especially this, especially portals.
Don't believe in science.
No, I believe in magic. They're the same thing, science and magic. We went through this on the Halo playthrough. Everything is down to magnets.
Don't believe in gravity, even though it's
Affecting me right
affecting
now.
us right this minute.
That's what that is. Terminal velocity.
It is feeling like the safe area now. Once you're in the lift, it's like a time to catch your breath.
Yeah, because you've overcome the obstacles. This is something I don't miss from the olden days. I say the olden days, it's not even that old to us, but the mid kind of gameplay
The
loading
Enrichment
screens.
Center
cool,
promises
it's not
to
graphics.
always provide
Yeah.
a safe testing
I still think-
environment.
I mean, this still looks...
Dangerous testing
The
environment.
transition wasn't so jarring
Center
that,
promises to
say,
always provide useful
the
advice.
previous generations. That jump from 2D to 3D obviously was a massive jump.
Yeah.
From the Mega Drive to the PlayStation, that kind of thing.
I think I'll just take this opportunity to shamelessly plug the fact that I will pick up the Xbox One S.
You're very excited for that.
I am, because the current Xbox One is huge.
It is massive.
It is, and I don't really understand the whole power brick thing,
Yeah.
and the new one just looks so much cooler. I'm probably one of those few people that already has the Xbox One and will trade it in to get the Xbox One S.
I would, but that's quite an expensive little.
Exchange.
Yeah.
But I am a fool.
Okay. We've got a new situation.
It's just no reassurance there. Yes.
just yes.
Jim's a
Fool.
fool. Yeah. On to the next thing.
Yeah.
At least, but when I come visit you, it'll be an easier console to carry.
Yeah, rather than me lugging just the immenseness that is the Xbox One.
Well, you'll still have to do that when you go like this.
That's true. Still, it's not as big as the first Xbox.
Oh, that
Which
was
was- Do you know what? I remember travelling off on the bus to go and buy that. My housemate and I bought it between us. The reason we bought it was because we wanted to play Doom 3. And that was the sole reason for getting it. I mean, I loved video games, obviously, but at the time, we didn't really have much.
I mean, you young
between us.
university kids these days. Not that I'm super old or anything, but I had a box TV and
Yeah.
the Xbox, and those two alone were, most of my things.
CRT.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wasn't really paying attention, but what's going on here is there's another portal down here in the middle, and it's firing little orange portals for us.
Different places.
Yeah. So we need to get to various places. There's one of those fiery things over there. There's this little doodah over here. And this opens the door. Moments. But what we can do. I'll black portal up there as I've done. And then, yeah. Bonus section. Let's make like this.
your imagination a little bit.
You really do. Okay, so we'll see if that's now flipped that. And now got my device here. Just get that to do a little bit more traversing for us. And there we are. Okay. So this is going to grant us. So we've had our blue portal.
The device has been modified so that it can now manufacture two linked portals at once.
Blue portal.
As part of an optional test protocol, we are pleased to present an amusing task.
No
The
doubt the
device
tasks
is now
will
more
be more
valuable
difficult.
than the organs and combined incomes of everyone in.
Yeah. So let's get them there. Pop the blue portal up there. Pop the orange there, which brings back. That water does not look very inviting. Like intense.
Good effect on it though.
Yeah. Like a slightly rainbow effect.
Grease.
Oily and inviting.
Would have preferred hot lava there.
Hot lava. The floor is hot lava, as we all know. And here we are, into our safe place.
Not bad.
Easy peasy. But of course, we've got both portals now, which opens up a whole world of opportunities. Portals to other worlds, other dimensions, worlds of mystic, magic, and mayhem.
Really plugging it.
Or just from, there. So, either or.
So walk down the street, shoot it in front of people.
I'd be great. I do wish that my portal device did these things rather than just, go pew, the shining light. Which is good enough. I'm happy. Okay, so we learned about momentum in the last one. We're going to do a bit more of that. I was talking about portals to other worlds of mayhem and mystery and monsters, and on a very tenuously themed connection, I went to see, and this I think I'll bring up when we meet up with the rest of the Shooty Boys. I'm sure it's going to provoke a bit of discussion for them. I went to see Ghostbusters.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Oh yeah.
So I know that there's been a lot of, but obviously we've had a lot of. There are obviously all the morons on the internet getting bent out of shape, which doesn't seem like the right way to kind of do it. But I know that there's not particularly been much enthusiasm for it.
We have polarising views on that.
Yeah, which is fine because it's been done with a manner of respect and not abusing women, which seems to be the way to do it. If you don't like something, fine, but you don't need to abuse people on the internet. It should be kind of common sense to go without saying something. But yeah, I went to see it. I went along with my friend Holly.
And the spoiler-free verdict is...
The spoiler-free verdict was, I really enjoyed it.
Really?
I thought it was really good.
Oh,
yeah.
That has shocked me.
I was really pleasantly surprised. I never thought it was going to be an awful film, but I didn't know what to expect. And there we are.
I watched the review from Angry Joe. Angry Joe.
Angry
He didn't like it at all, and I generally agree with him.
Yeah.
Not on everything, but he seems to have the same opinions that I do, so I just trust him.
Yeah.
It's like the people that buy newspapers they know they're going to agree with.
Yeah.
I watch him for those reviews.
So, if you're a racist, you tend to buy the Daily Mail. Not that we want to get political, but, I have no problem about making that statement. Not all people who read the Daily Mail are racist.
Disclaimer, quickly.
But a lot of racists read the Daily Mail. Just think of that dislike bar now.
Yeah.
It's just like flying up. That's not all views represent the Shooty Boys. Some views are representative of only their individual members. That's the small print for you. I've gone off on a tangent. Yeah, I know what you mean about you find a reviewer who kind of matches your
you
viewpoints.
choose entertainment that you know you're going to enjoy.
Yeah.
That's just what you do.
Yeah, I know that quite often, and not always, but often Mark Moat, he has quite similar viewpoints I've noticed from his reviews.
Now that you are in
to
control
what I
of both
think,
portals, this
which
next
is,
test could take
fine,
a
boys.
very long time.
So sometimes I watch his, but I will then again still take things with a pinch of salt. Because of course it's not always the same. I'm quite lucky because I've decided to invest in one of those Odeon cards, where you get to see as many films as you want in a month, or a year even. I find that really handy because now even if it's a film where I think, maybe I'll give it a go, I can just go for it and see what I think.
Yeah.
I've gone way off my original point, so this person's looking at me. Labs does not like that. Where was I?
Well, I was just thinking cinema in general dying out a bit, and that's quite a clever way to help it along.
Yeah.
Why the unlimited. Is that right? Is that unlimited?
Unlimited, yeah, so you get to see whatever.
For one fee.
Yeah. Oops.
That's the way of doing it.
I just died.
I'm generally quite put off by going to cinema just because of the price.
It's restrictively expensive. I went to see Star Trek Beyond yesterday, and again I used my card thing, so I didn't really have to think about it. But I looked beforehand to check what seats were available, and the price would have been $13.95 each. It's horrendously expensive, and it's not necessarily the cinema's fault or the filmmakers. The distribution companies charge cinemas a certain amount to rent the film for viewing, and they charge a lot. And they also often put demands in, so it wasn't the case this time. But you remember when episode 1 came out?
Yeah.
LucasArts put out a kind of restriction on that, so cinemas had to pay obviously a certain amount of rent, but there was a clause. And of course, if I'm misquoting this, misremembering it, feel free to correct me in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm sure people will do
there'll
that.
be someone to do
Yeah.
that.
But from what I remember, there was a thing where basically LucasArts were like, okay, so you rent this out or whatever. For the first so many days, 100% of the profit goes straight to LucasArts.
Oh.
And I'd have to double check it because it seems way out of whack. But I'm sure there's something like, okay, all of that,
Maybe
all
not
of
very
that,
sensitive.
zap. Okay, so we just. I was talking about my spoiler-free review of Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, I was just about to complain about drinks prices. That's where I was with this conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, who wants a gallon of Coke for
It's ridiculous.
£8?
Just pop into Tesco and buy a bottle of water. You do it. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Okay. Now, the reboot of Ghostbusters, like so many films which are made, is it necessary? Is it needed? No, of course not.
It's lazy.
There's absolutely zero need for it under any circumstance, really. However, it was, I'm kind of glad they made it because I really enjoyed it. What's going on with this book? Oh, do I need to do this again? No, let's go in. Another button on that. But it was really fun. It was well written. The trailers do not give it a good impression.
No, and that's one of the reasons why I was so put off by it.
Yeah, from the trailers I was kind of like, I'll just see it because I want to play, but yeah, the trailers did not make me want to see it. However, the film itself, I was sold within the opening scene. It really got me, and there's stuff about it which doesn't work as well. As with so many films nowadays, the final act isn't perfect by far, and it kind of turns into a bit of an action sequence which could have come from any film. And wasn't necessarily related to the rest of it. But the actual film, the characters are really enjoyable, the development's really good, it's well written, it's funny, the actors are all fantastic. Hemsworth is brilliant in it.
Okay.
He's like the kind of their version of is it Janine?
Janine, yeah.
Janine, yeah. He plays Kevin, their version of Janine.
Secretarial stuff.
Yeah, secretary, but he's kind of incomprehensibly stupid, but rather handsome. It's like a kind of beefcake.
Eye candy.
Yeah,
I believe
yeah.
it's called.
Eye candy, that's the one. And he certainly fits the eye candy role very well, and is incredibly funny. Almost to the point where they kind of like take the joke. They enjoy it too much at the end, but they save it a bit for the credits, which is fine because.
And they're respectful to the original.
Very respectful, yeah. It's
There was a cartoon first, wasn't it? Is that right?
No, the film came first. I mean, there was a TV show called Ghostbusters before the film Ghostbusters, but they're not related. They just happen to have the same name.
All subjects intending to handle high-energy gamma leaking portal technology must be informed
the original
that they may be informed
Ghostbusters
of applicable regulatory
film,
compliance
which
issues.
is really good.
No further
Fantastic,
compliance
great
cast.
information is required or
I
will
thought it
be
was based on
provided.
film.
And you are
Yeah,
an
yeah.
excellent test
Oh, a
subject.
cartoon. What year did the film come out? First one. I'm thinking 80s in my head, but I'd have to check. I feel like the cartoon was the early 90s. It very much had that kind of 90s feel to it. Again, might be wrong.
Let's have a quick look.
Yeah, have a gander. And of
Ghostbusters.
course, then we had all the spin-offs: the Extreme Ghostbusters, Real Ghostbusters. I think maybe the Real Ghostbusters was the first Ghostbusters cartoon. And then they made Ghostbusters 2, which, if people are thinking, oh, a bad Ghostbusters film, Ghostbusters 2 already did it. It's really bad. Have you seen Ghostbusters 2?
Which one was that one? I can't remember.
It's the one where they tell exactly the same story as the first one, but slightly different. It's got the painting.
You're right. The movie came out first in
Yeah.
1984.
84. Of course, 84. I knew that because I was having a discussion with someone about whose birth year had the best films, and I said it was mine. 84.
The cartoon, the real Ghostbusters, being based off of the movie, came
Yeah.
out in 86.
86. As early as that. So that's probably later. I guess I never think all cartoons have been in the 90s. For some reason.
Yeah, same. Oh, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
You're welcome, YouTubers. I was really sure that it was a film of the... But then that's society at the moment, isn't it? They would make a film of something good.
Yeah.
Sign of the times.
I mean, we had cartoons of everything. And like all the films which were not at all suitable for children then became cartoons for kids. So like the RoboCop cartoon.
Did they?
Yeah.
That I've seen the RoboCop, so
I'm
I'm going to make that into a cartoon.
Yeah, we'll do a bit of YouTubing in between episodes, and maybe we'll come back and talk about it again.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been talking so much I wasn't really concentrating on this puzzle, so I think I might have to take a few minutes to kind of think about it. And
It's
then
not
we'll
really
come
one of
back
those
to it.
games that you can talk too much during
No,
it, but
especially
we'll do our best.
Yeah, I remember this being one of the first puzzles where I really had to kind of rack my brains. So maybe on the next episode I'll pass the controller back over to you.
We'll figure it out. Right, catch you for part 3. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.